Welcome to the Disneyland Forever podcast, your source for all things from the happiest place on earth. For more updates, make sure that you follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Disneyland Forever, and you can check out our website, disneylandforever.com. Hey everyone.
Hello.
It's Jordan.
And Daniel.
And I don't know. This week it went by fast.
Yes.
Because I keep feeling like we just got back from Disneyland, but that was definitely over a week ago.
Yes. I worked a lot. That made the time go by.
Did you?
Yes.
Did you, though?
Well, it was stressful enough.
Okay, I'll give you that much. You were gone. There was a couple of days where you got back very, very late.
Yes.
So, luckily, not today. And you didn't get called into work today.
That's true. I was on call. Did not get called in. Yay.
So that's always a positive thing.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything else that's really going on with us right now. Everything's pretty normal.
It's still kind of spring.
Actually, today has been so immensely lovely.
Like highs of 60s.
It was rainy over the weekend, which again, we're not
That's what it's
arguing.
supposed to happen.
We're not arguing with that, but today has just been super pleasant.
April showers are supposed to bring May flowers, not April.
The Mayflowers already came and went.
Dying heat. Or actually, that was March.
It was March dying.
March horrible heatness.
Brings Mayflowers early so they can die.
So they die
April.
early, and I only had like 2 tulips do anything.
Yep.
It was great.
Yay. I was surprised they even figured out what time of year it was at all. Like, they started coming up in early February. It was bad.
Yep.
So, yeah, otherwise, lately it's just been more like what spring in Utah is supposed to be like.
Yes.
So we're appreciating that. Otherwise, I think everything for us is just kind of same old, same old.
Yep.
Which is not anything we're complaining about. That's great.
Yes.
For this week's episode, it's something that we were talking about a lot last week when we were at the parks, because we've been to Disneyland now a couple times since they stopped doing early entry, and we just were more, I wouldn't say more aware, we were trying to pay more attention to how that was going to affect everything for what's the word I'm going for? Rope drop. And between that, and we've had some people asking questions now, and honestly, because early entry no longer is a thing, that has altered what your approach to rope drop should be in the parks. And so we decided that we need to update that a little bit.
Yep. This supersedes all prior
It really does,
rope dropping advice. Go back and burn those podcasts.
How do you burn them?
From your mind.
With fire?
Maybe.
Do you recommend that?
No.
There we go. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. We do have a new review.
We do, from Disney Lizzie. She said, come for the tips. I'm assuming she. Come for the tips, stay for the magic. I started listening to this podcast for the Disneyland tips pre a trip to Disneyland, and it was extremely helpful, but then I fell in love with it because of the chemistry and hilarious banter between the hosts. As a big podcast listener, as specifically a big Disney Parks podcast listener, it's always hard to strike the right balance between the advice and the more personal insights and personal stories, and they completely nail it. Come for the Disney advice, stay for the magic of Jordan and Daniel.
Oh.
Smiley face, right parentheses.
Are you done?
It's not really an emoji. It's the, what is
Emoticon.
Well, not even that either.
That's exactly what an emoticon is.
Oh, I thought emoticon was the prior name for emojis.
Emojis are actual pictures. Emoticons are colons and parentheses.
Colon and parenthesis. Well, we colon and parenthesis you too.
Which side parenthesis?
What?
Open or closed?
What, you mean like the little bracket?
Yeah, it can either be smiley or frowny.
Oh, it's smiley. I said end parenthesis.
I thought you said colon and parenthesis.
No, end. End. E-N-D-N.
Oh, you can see how it sounds like and.
Colon and parenthesis.
Well, thank you so much. We appreciate what Disney Lizzie and what she wrote down. Honestly, there are times where we usually talk about it live on the show. We're like, I think we got into the weeds somewhere. So I'm glad that at least some of you guys feel that it's I wouldn't say helpful. Entertaining?
Yeah. Hopefully both.
It's not necessarily helpful.
Hopefully the information we provide is helpful.
Yes.
Our banter is not, but it is fun for us.
No. It's literally just us chatting.
This is our life.
And right now at our table, we've got a lot of Lorcana cards around too, so it's also kind of distracting.
Yes.
And other Lorcana, I was going to say memorabilia. It's not. What's the word I'm looking for?
Paraphernalia?
Paraphernalia. There we go. Thank you for reading my mind. So thank you guys so much. We appreciate every time you guys leave one of these reviews. Are you getting less stressed yet?
Sure. I think there's a few more.
You haven't brought it up, and so I feel like we're okay.
we're
However,
okay.
we still always ask that if you guys haven't done so yet, please leave us a 5-star rating on Apple or Spotify or Audible, and you can also leave us a 5-star review if they're on Apple, and we love reading them. We appreciate when they come in. They help us like with ratings and rankings, and please also share this with other people that you think might benefit or are planning their own trips so that they can...
Yes.
But honestly, it's what we really do when we're the type of people we stand around in like stores or something and we hear the word Disneyland and we both start listening. We're like, do we need to interject to help them because they're not doing this right?
They've got it all wrong. And if we run out of reviews to read, I'll just have to like break out some poems or something and start reading Sylvia Plath or something to y'all.
Of all poems, Sylvia Plath.
Probably. I can't make it too appealing to be like, ooh, let's not write anything and have Daniel read us cool things. Sylvia Plath. Moving on.
You also could have chosen John Milton.
Is he bad too?
He's just long. Like, you want to start with Paradise Lost?
Sure.
Oh, no, you're blackmailing our listeners into this. Leave us a review or else.
Or else you'll listen
be
to
bored.
Sylvia Plath.
Leave us a review or we're going to tank our own podcast. Please disregard that. Anyway, we do have some small bits of news, but a few things that are just updates. As of, the day we're recording this, so it's April 29th, Galaxy's Edge has officially, they're putting...
Broken the timeline.
They keep saying that, and all that means is now you can see Han and Leia and Darth Vader in Galaxy's Edge.
It would have been fine had they kept the old timeline, but they also had maybe one character out. We would hardly ever see characters.
I see characters all the time, especially stormtroopers.
Well, yeah, stormtroopers, but
I would see Kylo Ren, and then there's V. Moradi.
I have no idea who that is.
She was the character original to.
She was
Galaxy's Edge.
Was she the one when we were walking?
Hair.
Yeah, she was walking around and poking her head. She was ran behind a wall.
Because that's the whole thing. She's supposed to be hiding from the resistance, from the First Order. And then we always see Rey. We always see Chewie. We've seen Mando several times.
Yeah, but it seems like it could be more.
You're just being picky.
Well, now there's more. There's Darth Vader.
Like we mentioned in the past, the reason that you never had seen Darth Vader in Galaxy's Edge is because it wasn't supposed to fit in the timeline. Now, basically, they're just
Star Wars.
It's just Star Wars. So you'll see... I don't think you're really going to see characters from competing timelines out in the same area at the same time. They have made it clear that they're going to try to avoid that. You're not going to see Mando and Leia together because that doesn't make any sense. And you're not going to see Kylo Ren and Darth Vader together. But you'll see...
Grandfather?
Anyway, so they're now out at Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah, they've kind of blown the minds of or made people angry who wanted to be purists, but they don't want to make it
Actually, most of
bad.
it has been people who are like, see, I told you this wasn't a good idea when they did it. I'm like, then why did it work for 7 years?
Yeah.
So just pointing that out. Yeah, let's just kind of go straight into this one because it is the quintessential thing why I hate some of these
online rumors,
online news, Disney news writers. You may have been seeing online, if you follow anything about Disney park stuff, that says rumor Disney discontinuing MagicBands. Well, first of all, guess who started the rumor? Those very things you're reading. They literally started it. In fact, I saw and read the first one that said rumor, and the very first thing it said was, we are thinking. So you're starting the rumor. And that is what it is. They have started their own rumors, and now it's just kind of gone way out of control. It's based on the fact that it has kind of been confirmed that Disneyland says they're not going to be selling MagicBands anymore inside the parks. However, people are then saying that means that they're not going to use MagicBands at all anymore.
False.
Okay. let's think through this. Disney spent how many, probably millions of dollars, if not at least hundreds of thousands of dollars, replacing all of the turnstiles
Yes.
in Disneyland into tap styles.
And though they do have the scanner part on top, they wouldn't have put the tap styles had they not wanted to use them.
And then even just last year for the 70th anniversary, they added a whole bunch of new Magic Band tap points for the 70th anniversary. They keep building, every time they build a new ride or update a ride, they add new interactions with the Magic Bands. Every time they do a new show, it interacts with your Magic Bands. They are not getting rid of them. In fact, I did a lot of research onto this because I was curious about this. Apparently, Thomas Maslam, the current president of, he was president of Disneyland, now he's the president of Disney Experiences. He had said that the problem is I'm really highly paraphrasing here. At Disney World, it's a useful tool, and at Disneyland, it's become an interesting toy. And they're trying to figure out ways that they can make it more of a tool.
Yeah, what were the percentages of people who use them?
It's based on mostly the people they find at Disney World who use Magic Bands the most are the ones who are staying on property. And so they said they can reach up to 55% of guests at Disney World, because that's usually the percentage of people who are staying on property. It's about 55%. Where at Disneyland, even if they were to try and get Magic Bands to work with the Disney Resort hotels and use them also as keys, that would only help about 7% of Disneyland guests.
My brain did remember those numbers. I didn't want to say them until.
And so because of that, that's why they just have abandoned the idea of trying to make the Magic Bands talk to the hotels.
I bet you they were thinking about it for a while. But, they definitely, they have not even close to gotten rid of them in Florida. They have expanded how many they sell in Florida. If you go on the
I don't know
Disney,
if I'd say expanded, but they do keep making new ones.
There are always new ones. And that's what I was going to say. If you go on the DisneyStore.com, every few weeks there's ones that are brand new.
And Disney has reiterated that Magic Band Pluses will continue to work at Disney World, on Disney Cruise Line ships, and at Disneyland. So if you do want Magic Bands, you can order them online or buy them anywhere else, and they will still work at Disneyland.
Yeah. I think because when they were selling them in the parks at Disneyland, they were really trying to inform people. They would have cast members next to them being like, hey, look at these. I think they've just kind of been like, well, if you want them, you can get them, but we're not going to try to push it anymore, because
I think that's what it is.
They really are fun. If
I
you
think
don't
they
have
are
one,
convenient.
Yeah, they're fun and convenient. If you have one from Florida, bring it to Disneyland, because it's just fun on the rides, and yeah.
And I think it's really convenient for getting in and out of getting into the parks, because you don't have to open up your phone. It's just on your wrist already, so everything's good to go. One thing that we were kind of throwing back and forth that I think would be a good thing if Disney's listening.
I'm sure they are.
That they could do to an additional feature would be, right now at Disneyland, if you have any sort of discounts, for the most part, you have to find it on your phone and show it to the cast member to be able to get your discounts, and then you pay. I think it could be really beneficial if they had it, because they've added this new feature called the Disney Wallet in the Disneyland app, where it holds all of your payment methods. And so that means that it's already tied to your account. So if they could make it where you could pay and just tap your Magic Band to pay, that it charges it to whatever card you have in your saved in your account, and automatically applies your discounts.
Yep. That would be helpful.
That would be a big thing, because you could just tap your Magic Band on the reader. The cast members would then be able to see all the discounts that apply. And they could just say, do you want me to charge it to the card you have on your Disney account? And you could say yes.
It's all just RF chip anyway. I also have wondered why they can't, maybe I'm wrong on it, but why you can't just give them your Magic Band at the hotel and be like, encrypt this instead of a key, because it's the same technology too. Sorry,
you're making
too much sense. I could be wrong on how the technology works, but
yeah. But I think that would be a useful feature, and it would turn it into something that's more of a tool. Because a lot of people, there's so many Magic Key holders and DVC members at Disneyland. And so if they could make it where they could get their discount that much simpler by just using a Magic Band, then that added convenience with that, and the added convenience at PhotoPass photographers, and the added convenience at the tap styles, that can really start to really show like, hey, this has some merit to it.
Yeah.
So that's an idea. I don't know if they're going to think about doing that.
Probably not.
But but if you see these rumors that says they're phasing them out, no, Disney has said that they're not
on
going to
property.
Yep. Yes, on property. Thank you.
Yep.
That's probably the biggest thing we wanted to talk about. These other ones are actually quite short. So there has been at Edelweiss Snacks, which is that snack stall just across from the Matterhorn.
By one of the smelly popcorn stands.
Yep.
We don't love the smell of popcorn.
Nope. There have been some construction walls around that area for a while, and no one really thought much of it. But now you can actually see that there's some sort of hut that has been built right there, and no one really knows what it is yet.
Matterhorn hut.
But there's something there.
They'll have people yodeling at us.
I really hope not.
Entertain us while we're waiting.
It's a little far away from the queue.
That was my attempt. Keep going. That was bad. Keep going.
Imagine me patting your head right now. Okay.
All right. Get back to bed, Grandpa.
Yeah, basically. So, yeah, we don't know what it is yet, but you can just now see it. There's something that's very visibly that's being built. The Jungle Cruise has reopened, and normally we wouldn't really talk much about this, except that one of the things that they have done, and it doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah, that hasn't worked in years.
Yeah, they have removed the piranhas at the end of the ride, so there is no more piranha effect as you go through.
Kind of sad.
It was a fun
little, slightly scary thing. Not really scary, but it
was funny.
Funny to go like a jump thing for the kids.
Yeah, but they haven't used it in ages. No. I don't even know if it was that it was broken or they just decided not to use it. I'm not sure which one it is.
I bet you it broke, because it's got to be hard to have stuff in water all the time.
I mean, that's what the hippos do and the elephants.
That's true, but it's not like there's the mechanics specifically in the water. So I don't know.
But for whatever reason, they have removed them. And so honestly, if you've been on the Jungle Cruise in the last few years, you're really not going to notice anything different, because they haven't turned them on in ages anyway. But if you haven't been to Disneyland in a while and you were hoping to see them, they are no longer there. Hyperspace Mountain has made its return because we're now in the season of the Force.
Yay.
Obviously, every year around, usually just in the month of May.
May the 4th be with you.
Because of May the 4th, they bring back Hyperspace Mountain. It usually lasts only through the month of May and will leave usually somewhere early to mid-June.
And it always switches back after one day. There's no downtime.
Nope, because it's not hard. I think they have like one day because they put a couple of things in because they put the screens up.
Yeah.
So it'll be closed for one day to put the screens up, and then closed for one day to put the screens down.
Yep.
And then that's it. So we have made it very well known, and I know that this is not necessarily the most popular opinion. OG Space Mountain is the best. Hyperspace is fun, but I prefer the last half of it to the first half.
Yeah.
Because when you go up that lift hill, it doesn't feel like you're going fast. It actually just accentuates how slow you are moving. And it's so bright. That is my major concern.
Yeah.
But the second half of it is really fun. We still contend that the best version of Hyperspace Mountain is in Paris.
Yes.
New Papas and a Lady Groove? What does it say?
I can't even read my own handwriting. New props in the indie queue.
Can you say that again? What was that last thing you just said?
I said new props in the indie queue. That I'm amazing?
Anyway, go on.
Evidently, just in the queue area of Indiana Jones, they have new looking props. So I don't know exactly what they are, but just more fun stuff to look at while you're waiting.
New Papas and Lady Groove.
It does look like Lady. I'll give you that.
Okay. That is all the news that we have. So like we said, a few things, nothing that's like groundbreaking. But yeah, you know us that it's not even that we want to spread rumors. It's more that we want to say like, be careful what you're reading because clickbait is real.
It's so annoying.
I think I've mentioned this before, but it is so funny that there's at least it's more so me and one of our friends that we just have this game that we like to play of can we figure out what some of these articles are actually going to be about based off of
truth actually is
based off of the headline. And it's funny, and I know it gives them the clickbait that they want, but it's funny sometimes to be like, hey, I was right.
Don't give in to the clickbait. It makes them more money, and then they are more prone to do it. What I suggest is to take that headline and then Google it and see if anyone else reputable is saying something.
No, likely not. All right, so like we mentioned, we wanted to talk more about rope dropping strategies, especially now that we are in the post early entry era.
Boo.
The PEE.
Yep, that's what it,
PEEE.
yes. The B.
The post early entry era. And it really does make a huge difference. I think we mentioned this a little bit during our trip recap about the lines that we saw, and this is one of the biggest changes that we noticed.
It was bad. So in January, we went in January, right? Or we go to Disney World?
We went in January. Didn't we?
I don't know. Our first time after they changed the early entry, it might have been February. The lines were
March. It was March.
Oh. Well,
it doesn't matter. Our first time after
anyway,
they ended early entry.
The lines were a little long, and so when there used to be early entry, they would open so you could walk in and get in around 7.
It'd be 7:15.
7 to 7:15. And even if you weren't staying on property, you could get in, you could get a coffee, you could just kind of hang out, and then you could go up to the rope.
And the reason they did this is because that was so that the early entry crowds could also get in, but they would just have a separate entrance.
Yeah, so they could go to Tomorrowland and Fantasyland. Now that that's gone, I think they probably let people in starting around 7:30. We don't know because we're not that gung-ho of being rope droppers.
It seems like it's about 7:30 now.
But there's probably already a fair amount of people there, partially because of habits of getting there so early, I would think. So there's already going to be this long line, and then they can only go at so fast of a pace of getting people in, and then so you think, oh, I'm going to go right at 8 and I'll get right in. No, there's a huge line at 8, and now that the people who had made the park reservations thinking they were going to be doing the early entry based on where it was have all that planning has already expired and gone past. People are making the reservations based on just where they want to go now. And so it's getting worse and worse.
What we've noticed is that it seems like before, pretty standard is if you arrived between 7:30 and 8 o'clock in the morning,
like a 10-minute wait,
the
maybe.
queue to get into Disneyland would extend to maybe the monorail line, maybe a little bit past, but monorail line or further up, it would be average. And it seems like since this change has happened, now on average is closer and closer to the middle of the Esplanade. And if it's a busy morning, it goes well past midway.
And it also, when lines get that long, especially in the morning, it's a very annoying and frustrating situation because you can get in one of these lines. You don't know if it's just going to be to one turnstile or if it's going to branch out later.
To give context, some of them between each actual like gate will have 2 tap styles and some have 3. But you really can't tell from that distance is what he's saying, is whether or not it has 2 or 3.
Because of I think it's all around the posts of the monorail, right? That they have like those plants and stuff and trees. Like you can't always tell where that's going. And I almost wonder, because like Hollywood Studios and Magic Kingdom, like they have cast members that like help guide out there. There's never any cast members out there.
What do you mean by help guide?
To help say like, hey, come over to this line. There's an old line.
It's because
here.
they're all pretty even.
Yeah, but at least they would know the information of that this line is splitting or something.
Why would they tell people which line's going to move faster and which one's not? That's just going to make everyone go in the one line.
True. I don't know. To have some sort of figuring out of things
I don't think they
there.
need a cast member out there. I don't think there's been a need for it.
Okay. Well, it's still chaotic. I'll just say that.
And I mean, I think you're also thinking of like Epcot, where the entrance is one of the widest things I've ever seen. And so it's like, if you will trek that way, you're going to find more entrances.
You have to walk a mile and a half, but
you'll find them. Whereas Disneyland's is much smaller. And they've got people coming from both sides, so it kind of evens out. Now, notice that we are saying, like, if you're thinking, wow, if it goes that far back, doesn't it start mixing in with California Adventure? No. That one actually has remained unchanged because people aren't going there for rope drop.
Well, and I assume on the very busy days, now that they've gotten rid of the time, that like the 11 o'clock, not deadline,
park hopping
time, you can get your park reservation for California Adventure because maybe Disneyland's wasn't available. Walk in, walk right out, and then go get in that huge line too. Like it'll get worse. It's essentially that there's no park reservation system.
Well, again, that hasn't happened yet.
No.
They haven't said when it's going to happen.
they-
They've just said that they want to do it.
Oh, I thought they already did.
No,
Oh, they're still
no,
11
no.
o'clock. Oh, never mind. Scratch all that. I thought they'd done it.
It's something that they announced, but they did not say when. They're still park hopping hours.
Oh, okay. Scratch that.
But yeah, the reason that we're bringing that up is just that you have to plan a lot more. So if you are wanting to be there for rope drop, you really need to be in line for Disneyland. I would say between 7:30 and 7:45 if you want to take part in rope drop at all. Now, when I say 7:45, you're going to hope that it's not that busy of a day and that you don't care if you're in the back of the rope drop crowd.
Yeah, our Wednesday there wasn't as bad.
No.
But the Tuesday was just terrible.
But still, like, we would arrive there about 7:55 and we got in the park about 8:05.
Yeah.
And we were looking and actively searching for the fastest line.
Yeah. Definitely look around, because on the far east end, everyone's coming from Harbor, so that's just a crazy area. Everyone right on the west end is coming from the tram, so maybe look around a little bit and try to meet in the middle, but
Yeah.
don't just hop in the only line you see.
No, definitely not that. But that's just something that you have to keep in mind. And if you're wanting to be closer up to the front of the rope, you're going to want to probably be there by 7:30.
Oh, yeah.
Minimum. California Adventure gives a little bit more leeway because the line's just not as long. You could show up at 7:45 and you probably won't be that far back from the rope.
Yep.
Unless you're at the Grand Californian, then you're going to want to be in that line no later than
4:30 in the morning.
No later than
line.
7:30.
Yeah.
No later. In fact, if you're trying to go to Disneyland, be in that line at 7:15 because it's going to take you a good 10 to 15 minutes to get through security just to get out of the hotel.
Yep.
And then you have to wait in the line to get into Disneyland.
It's a little better now that they have, like, with the
Additional
magnetometers or whatever.
Yeah.
What are they called?
They're magnetometers,
Yeah.
but most people call them metal detectors.
Metal detectors, thank you. I knew it started with an M. Magnet detectors. You have a magnet on you.
Well,
No, like instead of metal, it's just only finds magnets. They have them like kind of turned so they can
have
fit
more now.
Yeah, fit more.
It's not as bad as it was, but it's still not fast.
Still not great.
So plan more time. That's one of the biggest things. In terms of like when you are now inside the parks, one of the things that we always used to talk about was the problem was early entry crowds that are already inside the parks. That they are also like
They're already in line for space. They're already filled up Peter Pan.
it's usually that they've already filled up Peter Pan, and then if you're heading to Rise, that there's people in multiple locations that are waiting by a rope to get over to Rise.
Yeah, they used their early entry to then go stand by another rope.
That is a little bit closer. Like
Yeah.
in all fairness, it is a little bit closer.
Yes.
And now that's not there. Everyone's kind of starting off on an even playing field. So I will say, if you happen to be like at the front of the rope,
Yep.
and
Peter
you are
Pan
able
is
to,
the only
and
thing
you
you
are
wanna
able
do.
to walk faster than pretty much everyone else there. I mean, Disney running, which is that not technically running, but if you're Disney running,
Then sure.
then you
Because there will
might
not be
able,
people already in line.
If you're in the first 100 people to get into line for Peter Pan, it's going to save you time. If you're in the second 100, you're probably going to save a little bit of time. But if you're farther back than that, it's really not going to save you any time. So go do something else. And these are just because these rides are so low capacity that line will back up immediately. Because think about it, those boats can only hold 2 to 3 people, and that third person is a baby.
They're not boats. They're flying ships.
Okay, the flying ships can only hold 2 people or 2 people plus and baby.
And baby. Yeah, when we used to do early entry, and often when we do this, we like, if you really have to do Fantasyland, go and do the other rides, because you can pop out like 4 rides in 10 minutes because no one's going to go to Snow White and stuff. We suggest now.
I mean, you could do other Fantasyland rides if you did something other than Peter Pan. I would say Alice is not a bad choice because people usually do
always
Alice
busy.
second, not first.
But yeah, if you go like westward to Indy or Haunted or Big Thunder, make sure you check your app. Open up the app. Make sure
Usually
it says
those rides
open.
do open with the park.
Yep.
Pirates. Mm-hmm. I mean, Pirates is going to have a low, though I wouldn't rope drop Pirates because that's going to have a low wait for the first hour and a half.
Oh yeah, it's often low most of the time anyway, because it's without having the lightning
There's
lane.
no
now.
lightning lane, and then it's a high capacity ride.
Yeah, don't ever be scared off when the line is like up on the bridge and stuff like that. It goes so fast now.
Even when it's like winding through other parts of New Orleans Square, it's so fast. Don't worry about it. It's physically long, but it moves so many people through.
And we don't necessarily suggest rope dropping Rise. I know people like to. It often doesn't open with the park.
If you get there and the cast member can tell you that, yes, Rise is going to be opening with the park, then and you are within the first, like, I'd say 500 to 600 people that are going to get there, sure.
Why not?
Sure, then you're probably going to save some time.
Yep.
But if not, it's not necessarily the best use of time. If you don't know if it's going to open with the park, it just often doesn't. And then if it doesn't, you get all the way back there, and now everyone else is catching up with you.
Yep.
And then there's hundreds of people waiting for the ride to open, and then you have to, like, clamor over each other.
Wasted all your rope drop time.
Yeah. Also, Space Mountain is not a bad choice. My thing is just Space Mountain is also such a high capacity ride. I wouldn't necessarily do that first.
Yeah,
I would
maybe
do
second or
something else.
third.
Yeah, second or third. Do it in the first hour, and your line's not going to be very long.
Definitely don't do like Star Tours or Buzz or stuff that it takes a lot of hours for it to get a higher weight.
Except that Buzz sometimes. I would argue about Buzz because
Maybe, yeah.
It stops so often.
Oh, that's true. I don't know
For
how.
varying reasons.
Like, seriously,
For
it's
varying
just an
reasons
omni mover.
But the number one thing that we've been telling people, and they look at us like we're crazy, is if you have small kids and you want to get a lot done first thing in the morning, because that's actually what I think is a really good point. Our friend Jessica from the Happiest Blog on Earth brought this up. I'm like, absolutely. Don't have your kids' first thing be a long wait. Let them have a lot of fun. Go back to Toontown. No one is going back to Toontown first thing.
You will be one of the only people.
Rope drop Mickey and Minnie's. Yes, I know this is a high capacity ride, but guess what? No one's going back there. So you can rope drop Mickey and Minnie's, Runaway Railway, and then as soon as you're off of that, you could go on Roger Rabbit because there's probably still not going to be a line.
Yep.
You could go over to Chip 'n Dale's Gadget Coaster because that one backs up really fast and there won't be much of a line.
It's so small.
And they often still have characters out and about for meet and greets, and no one is back there yet. So you can get some characters in when no one else is there. And then you can finish Toontown, walk over, do Small World while no one else is there, and then maybe you go do like the teacups or something.
Yep.
And guess what? You've just gotten a whole bunch of rides done in like an hour, maybe met a character or two, and everyone else is still like waiting in line at Peter Pan.
Now, what I usually rope drop is Abraham Lincoln or Walt Disney. I'm just kidding.
Do not do that.
Don't do that.
Do not do that.
Or the train. Don't ever get on the train at Main Street unless it's really short, because the other ones are usually shorter.
Yeah.
So like Fantasyland is a great one to do like other rides if you have little ones. One of the bigger rides toward the west, like Indy, or Toontown is a great idea because no one's going to head all the way back there, which is crazy because it's just a little bit further than Peter Pan. So.
People just don't remember it. Over at California Adventure, I was thinking through this, and I feel like you'll have the same idea as me. We always used to say Radiator Springs Racers was the worst idea you could have because the majority of people who would get in for early entry, their whole early entry would just to be waiting by the rope closer to Radiator Springs so they could be the first ones in line.
Sometimes it would open before, but not very often.
No, they never opened it for early entry.
Was it not?
No. But people would sometimes do maybe like one other ride for early entry and then go and wait because they're like, well, I'm still ahead of all those losers back there.
Yeah, if you...
But now they don't have that.
Very front of the line and you're going along and you see a cast member and say, is it open? Or check your app, then sure. Why not?
Because again, that one's like the first few hundred people. You're going to have a lesser wait than you would any other time of day. But I would even say... we always say that Guardians is a great rope dropping option.
Yes.
Soarin' is a great rope dropping option. Web Slingers, even Monsters, because that line's going to get really bad.
It's always 35 later in the day.
But then you could always do Radiator Springs like second.
Yep.
Because people are not really using their lightning lanes yet.
Quite yet.
And as long as that ride doesn't have a backed up lightning lane, the line moves pretty well.
Yeah.
And so if you can get there within the first hour, most people aren't using their lightning lanes yet. Nope. And so you could still ride it with a minimal wait. It might still say 100 minutes, but it probably isn't yet. Nope. Unless you get in the line and you can see a backed up lightning lane, then just hightail it right back out.
But make sure you use the app to see what's open. Don't necessarily... rely on the wait time that it shows.
Yes.
For Radiator Springs, they often will just like jack up the wait. The first thing is like, no, there's no one there, especially now that there's no early entry. So
yeah. So you could do that one early entry rope drop, but don't plan on getting in the park at like 8 and then getting on that ride because you're probably going to be too far back. But like I said, maybe in the second ride of the hour.
And make sure if you buy... what's it called now?
Lightning lane?
The Passy thing.
The Passy thing. Multipass?
Multipass.
Okay.
Yeah. It has why does it have two names?
Because it's different things.
I know. Make sure if you buy it, don't get a ride like for 8 to 9. Like,
No.
it is such a waste.
No.
If you do the individual Lightning Lane for Radiator Springs, sometime late morning.
You don't really have much of an option there because if you wait too long, they'll be gone.
Yeah. But get them for like an hour or two from now and make sure it's a ride that is a very long line normally.
That's a whole other strategy session right there.
This is part of your rope dropping. If you're like
Yeah.
during your rope drop planning. So
Yes. So
hopefully that helps.
Those are some things to keep in mind. And again, the reason that we don't say to go all the way back to the Incredicoaster or Midway Mania is because they often do not open with the park. So same thing with Rise you would walk all the way back there and then the rides aren't open.
Such a waste.
So it's like a waste of your morning.
You can go on the spinning wheel of death, usually.
Jesse's?
Yes, with the cute little snake. No, the horrible swinging gondolas.
I know, that's awful.
So horrible.
So that's why we don't suggest rope dropping those. Just keep an eye on the app for when they do open, but they often open late. But hopefully some of this helps you guys. I've had a few more people reach out and asking about it, and I appreciate the questions because it's weird now. But just the biggest thing is know when to arrive outside the gates so that you can give yourself ample time to get through. Oh, and also, do we need to have a whole episode just on how to use the tap styles? Because I swear people do not know how to use these. Oh, I think we posted once before, like, there needs to be a line for, do you know what you're doing? Wait here. And I would love that line.
Yes.
Anyway, so that's all for this week. If you haven't yet purchased your tickets, then use our link in the description to buy them through Getaway Today. They have some new deals going on that are actually related to Halloween time. So, especially since people are thinking about it because Walt Disney World just dropped their Halloween party dates, and so people are, and Disneyland just dropped their merch for Halloween time.
Some of it looks terrible.
It's on people's minds, so they've got some of that going on. So yeah, use the link in the description.
And make sure you follow us on Instagram and Facebook.
And then also make sure you subscribe to the podcast to get new episodes as they drop. But then we will see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.